A tragic helicopter crash had taken the life of a Muradikiri Member of Parliament, Joanna Ngeno, and his death had reopened questions about loyalty, power, and political change at the heart of the Kenya's ruling coalition, and also the strained relationship between him and the President of Kenya, William Ruto, also heightened the tension after his death. Welcome to Kenya Lens Media. We'll bring you news updates as they break, and kindly if you're new here, consider subscribing. President William Ruto has eulogized the late Muradikiri Member of Parliament, Joanna Ngeno, as a fearless and devoted servant of the people, despite a political relationship that shifted over time from close alliance to visible tension. Ngeno's death in a helicopter has also not only shocked the nation, but also reignited reflection on his evolving ties with the presidency and his growing independence within the ruling coalition. The passing of Joanna Ngeno marks the end of a political journey that mirrored the shifting ground of Kenya's national leadership, and soon after news of the crash broke, President William Ruto issued a message expressing profound shock and sadness. He described Ngeno as progressive, focused, vocal, and fearless. It was a tribute that underscored respect. It also reminded the public of the relationship that had once been defined by strong political alignment. Ngeno was among the early political figures in the Rift Valley to publicly support William Ruto's presidential ambition. In 2020, during a period of intense political realignment, he crossed the floor and joined Ruto's camp. The decision placed him firmly within the emerging bottom-up economic movement that would later shape the 2022 general election. The Rift Valley became a central pillar of the campaign. Ngeno was considered a reliable ally, and when United Democratic Alliance Party was formed, he was among those who embraced it fully. In 2022 election, he secured re-election as a Member of Parliament for Muradikiri under UDA banner. His loyalty appeared rewarded. He was appointed chairperson of the National Assembly Housing Committee, a role placed him in a strategic position within Parliament. Housing was a central pillar of the government's development agenda, and the appointment signaled trust. It also positioned him at the heart of the key policy area. But politics is rarely static. In 2024, Ngeno was removed from the position as chair of the Housing Committee following allegations of corruption. He did not consider wrongdoing, and however, his removal marked a turning point. Observers interpreted the move as both disciplinary and political. It is suggested rising unease between Ngeno and power centers allied to the presidency. The development also reflected the delicate balance within the ruling coalition. At the grassroots level in Narok County and the South Rift region, Ngeno's profile continued to grow. He became known for speaking strongly on land matters and community concerns. He projected himself as a defender of local interests. That approach strengthened his connection with the constituents, and it also signaled a shift from strict alignment to a more independent posture. While many leaders within the coalition maintained careful adherence to government positions, Ngeno's tone sometimes differed. He appeared willing to question decisions affecting his region. This independence did not necessarily amount to opposition, but it suggested a leader navigating a complex political space. The situation grew more sensitive in 2024 during the impeachment of the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Ngeno was reported to have felt discomfort about aspects of the process, and that moment reinforced perceptions that he was walking a fine line within his own political camp. For many observers, his trajectory illustrated the broader evolution of power in Kenya's ruling establishment, and the Rift Valley has long been central to national politics. Leaders from the region often balance loyalty to national leadership with pressure from local communities. Ngeno's political life reflected that tension. He rose through alignment, he matured through independence, and also in the end, he occupied a space that combined both. His death now creates a leadership vacuum in Emurua Dikir constituency, and the constituency will soon face the task of choosing a new representative. And beyond that immediate impact lies a larger political question that Ngeno had influence in the South Rift. His presence shaped conversations, and his absence changes the equation, and for President William Ruto, the loss is personal and political. Their early partnership was significant during the time of political transition, and Ngeno's endorsement in 2020 came as a realignment, or rather as realignments were reshaping national alliances. It helped consolidate support in a region crucial to the 2022 victory, and President Ruto's tribute suggested that despite later differences, mutual respect maintained. Ngeno's political journey began long before those national shifts. In 2007, he made a successful bid for the Kilgore's parliamentary seat. Although he did not win, he remained active in community advocacy. From 2008 to 2012, he served as a director at the Agricultural Development Corporation. The role provided administrative experience. It also strengthened his grassroots networks. His breakthrough came in 2013 when he was elected the first member of parliament for the newly created Emurua Dikir constituency. He won re-election in 2017 on Jubilee Party ticket and again in 2022 under UDA. 3 consecutive terms reflected sustained local support. Across those years, his leadership style evolved. He combined loyalty to party structures with attention to community matters. In parliament, he participated in legislative debates. In the constituency, he addressed local concerns. For residents of Emurua Dikir, the helicopter crash was not just a national news, it was a sudden loss of a familiar face. Communities across Narok County have begun preparations for burial rites and remembrance. Political leaders from across the spectrum have sent condolences. In moments of loss, political rivalry also often gives way to shared mourning. Ngeno's passing also highlights the risks associated with frequent travel by air in political life. Leaders often move quickly across vast distances to meet constituents and also attend national duties, and such travel carries inherent risks. As investigations into the crash proceed, attention remains focused on the life he lived rather than the circumstances of his final journey. In the wider political landscape, his story offers insight into the dynamics of Kenya's ruling coalition. It shows how alliances can begin in strong unity and later evolve into pressure. It illustrates the balance between central authority and regional influence, and it demonstrates how individual leaders navigate those currents. Ngeno's career cannot be reduced to loyalty or dissent alone. It was marked by both. He was an early supporter of the current administration. He later asserted independence on matters affecting his people, and that combination defined his public image. Now, as tributes continue, the political class reflects on on a colleague whose path traced the contours of Kenya's recent history, a leader who rose through shifting alliances, a representative who built his base across 3 terms, and a figure whose journey ended suddenly, leaving questions about succession and continuity. In the end, Joanna Ngeno's life tells the story of a leader shaped by loyalty, tested by power, and remembered in a moment that has united a nation in quiet reflection. That is all for today from Kenya Lens Media, and kindly if you are new here, consider subscribing as a way of motivating us and also helping this channel to grow.